Hello.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm good. Just like rushing through the door.
Let me turn this light off behind me.
Okay. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Just at my sister's house in the one of her stepkids' rooms.
Oh, yeah. So you guys just got really bad storms?
Yeah. It I mean it's like pretty classic for Michigan summertime storms and stuff. But
Oh, okay.
and my parents are out kind of in the woods. So it was lots of rain and like really high winds. And but I think I might get the power back on today, my sister was saying. So we'll see.
Oh,
Fingers
nice.
crossed. I can go back home.
Good.
Yeah.
That'll
How are
be
you?
nice. I'm good. I was just thinking about you, like, right, but like you're doing all these wedding things and all the like, okay, and let me pick up and relocate over here for a few days because of no power. And
I know. I mean, mostly I was just kind of annoyed because I'm like, I don't want to have to pack another like overnight bag. It's just like always packing up stuff and then repacking it into the littler bags.
yeah.
Just minor inconveniences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
So
I had a gyno appointment today. Um, at 9 a.m. and I didn't get out of there till like 10:45. But it was with my doula when I had Nova, and she went to midwifery school and now does gynecological care and opened up a birth center here in Pensacola.
oh
So
nice.
it's amazing. It's all brand new. And it's awesome, but she's doing more of like an in-depth health care for her clients. So it's out of pocket. So because a lot of it's not covered by insurance or she can't do
Hmm.
half of what she did. So she was just giving me the full rundown on where she thinks I need to be. And she wants me to do pelvic floor therapy and ear candling and wants me to do a full hormone panel, but through with a like urine test. So that's going to be out of pocket. But she's like, it gives me a broader scope of how the herbals that you're on are supplementing or are helping support your hormone
Hmm.
levels and maybe where we need to adjust some of those. And so it was great. Like the appointment was like, I left feeling like, holy fuck, this is the best $200 I've spent on my health in forever outside of
Right.
like what I paid Tessa to send me.
Hmm.
Um, so she was like, that way we can see what she's sending you if it's really how well it's working, now that you're
Right.
40 and yeah.
Now
So
that
I
you're
mean, there's some
40.
stuff I know there's some stuff that I didn't want to hear, like the pelvic floor stuff, but I also have always known since I had Nova that like I've always done my own pelvic floor work, but to finally be able to like go to somebody. So there's going to be a lot of like investment in my health, I think, over the next year, but with all aligned with my beliefs and
Yeah.
all of that. So
Well,
yeah,
that's
and
good.
it is. And she was like, and I know that you're using natural family planning, aka pulling out. Like
Yeah.
Brad. But she
Hmm.
was like, so if you need, she was like, I don't, it's not my favorite, but she's like, if you need the day after pill, I can prescribe it. So she's like, all you have to
Hmm.
do is text me. And I was like,
Yeah. Good to
thanks.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking great to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was like, yeah, that's really important to me to be able to still provide that. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, it was good, but
Good.
just didn't anticipate not getting home until, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So
That's all right.
yeah. Oh, so what are we talking about today?
I don't know. I was going to ask you the same. I had a couple of ideas, but
What were they?
um what was I thinking about? I was thinking about the rituals, kind of like daily rituals or things that to kind of get you in a good headspace, rituals slash routines to build for yourself that don't feel like homework, that are like that you're excited to do and get you in a good headspace.
I like that.
Um, we did one on manifestation, right?
Yeah, I believe
Okay.
so. I don't have my notebook right here.
Let's see. We did one on abundance, giving away our power. Last week, or the last one we did, I did not record it. I realized after that I just recorded.
It's okay.
So
I have
I
it.
think I think you did too.
Yeah,
So
I have it. Yeah.
so I don't But last week was embodiment, or last time.
Yeah, last one was embodiment. No, was it? Yeah, because we did the pulling our power back, and then the next week was the embodiment. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I kind of like the idea of rituals, and then I think I would love to do one on manifestation as well. I mean, not
Yeah.
like today, but like
Yeah.
the next, because this could be like a little, like a shorter.
A shorter one. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I was thinking too.
Okay.
So cool.
Cool. I'm gonna hit the record on the other
Oh, yeah. Me,
microphone. The
me
other.
too. Here we go. Okay, cool. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. Still super awkward at doing these introductions, but here we are. Um, Today, we're thinking about talking about some of the rituals and or practices that help Fallon and I really get into a grounded state of being for life, really. I mean, it doesn't even need to be for anything else besides just feeling better in your day to day. And isn't
Yeah.
that the most important thing?
Isn't that
Just
why we're on this podcast?
starting off, yeah, just starting the day off, feeling good, feeling, present and grounded in yourself rather than letting the day and life lead you wherever it will, but because it will if you don't kind
Well,
of ground yourself first.
yes, and it's the way in which we're going to react to where life leads us. Like this will set us up for more of a grounded, emotionally intelligent
Exactly.
space for us to be able to have that higher perspective on, life is inevitably, we believe, you and I both believe, as many of I'm sure that are listening, life is happening for us.
Hmm.
But damn, sometimes it feels like it's happening to us.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes the power goes out and you have to move to a different location and cancel your day.
Abby, did this recently happen to you?
God, this is what I'm doing right now.
So yeah, so let's update the listeners. It's the end, what, the last day of August, and Abby,
Yes.
yeah, tell us what happened.
No, we just had a big storm roll through Southeast Michigan and knocked out the power for like 200,000 people. And that happened on Monday. Today is Wednesday. So waiting for that power to come back on. But, had a lot of things planned yesterday. And instead, all my devices were dead because I could not
Oh,
charge them. So now I'm at my sister's house and that is how it is. And like what we're talking what we're talking about today. How it is.
and that is how it is.
And that is how it is, which is great. I'm grateful to have a place to be, a comfortable place to land. But like circling back to what we're talking about, there are a bunch of things that happen to us on a daily basis or happen for us on a daily basis. And the practices and the things that we're going to be talking about today are, like Fallon said, the things that help us to really react and respond. I don't even want to say react, it's more respond to what's going on in our lives so that we can embody, like we talked about last time,
Mm-hmm.
the person that we are really want to be and truly are within us instead of letting life lead us willy-nilly wherever it wants to take us.
Yes. Yeah. It gets to be more of a co-creative process.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really like, if you're thinking of like the old school paradigm, it's like setting yourself up for success. It's setting
Mm-hmm.
yourself up to feel better, which, okay, we've got, we've got that right.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that for me, there's many mornings I don't want to do the 10-minute, 20-minute earlier wake up. And when I do, who I am on the other side of that and throughout the rest of the day is so worth it. So, you know, we do these grounding practices and these rituals, these morning daily rituals for ourselves. And that doesn't mean that the same thing every day, everyone's going to be a little bit different, but it is
Mm-hmm.
something.
Right.
Because it's about how we want to feel, not how we feel. Like we don't maybe want to get out of bed earlier, but the pricelessness that happens in that is so, obviously so worth it. So
Mhm.
I also would like to say before we go into kind of our own individual, like what we need, is that I know for me and my human design, I am not meant to have the same ritual every single day. I'm meant to
Mhm.
wake up and have something
Mhm.
absolutely every single day, but it can be shifted and changed. You may want to look at, I can't remember which arrow it is. We are not human design experts on this podcast, though we
Mhm.
both really love it and lean into it a
And we
lot.
will have somebody on who will talk about it.
Yes, we will. Absolutely. But if you look, it's one of the top arrows. It will tell you if you are more of you need a specific routine and ritual daily, or if you're
Mhm.
more of a flow, like an inflow and what feels good for that day. So that's
Right.
also like something that you can look at to support you in designing this if you don't already have one, or redesigning the one that you have, or anchoring in even deeper
Yeah.
one that you have.
Yeah. And I think the most important thing about that is the permission giving from all of this, because I think that a lot of times when you listen to a podcast, or maybe you'll see what the name of the podcast will be, like rituals to help you, I don't know, feel your best or something. And people will see that and they'll be like, ooh, okay. So if I do this like step by step or like letter by letter, if I do it perfectly and you have that like perfectionism built in, then it takes the whole, like it kind of loses the point of it, because the whole point of this process is for you to be able to take the things that work for you and leave the rest. So if we talk about some things that you're like, no, not for me, that's great. Then don't do it. Like totally giving you permission right now to say, not for me. Thanks. Glad that works for you guys, but not for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And something I like to say is my map, Abby's map, is not your map.
Hmm.
But you've got to discover what your map is. And part of your map is going to be doing uncomfortable things. And part of it's going to be doing things that just feel really nourishing and really good.
Hmm.
So yeah. And whatever you leave, don't leave it maybe forever, because you might find down the road that you're like, oh, I remember that podcast and they said this and it did not resonate back then, but damn, it resonates today.
Hmm.
So yeah, take what you need, leave the rest, and remember what you leave may serve you down the road, and it may
Hmm.
never be for you in this lifetime, and it's all
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. And it's all okay.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for the permission.
Mhm.
So let's talk. Like, what are your go-to? Like, what do you know is just really,
Really nourishing for me.
really nourishing, and like rituals that you always lean into?
Hmm.
um Maybe even stray away, because right, there's a part of this that we do stray away from things for a while, and then we come back and we're like, oh, this feels so good, why did I ever stop, or why did I
Yes.
skip that, or yeah.
I know this came to me this morning because I did one of my rituals today and I looked at my journal to see that I hadn't done it in a couple of weeks. And I'm like, oh, no wonder I've been feeling all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. No judgment there. We can all come back to the rituals whenever we want to. Um, but for me, I mean, I think we've talked about this before, but like my number one is always remembering to breathe, like taking the time to breathe and like recenter with breath, because it's probably the simplest, most effective, and most forgotten thing that we all do. And
Mm-hmm.
not knowing, like when you're in it, when you're in your head and you're spiraling and there are thoughts going and all of these things, and you forget that you can like just take one deep breath after another and come back to a really grounded place. So that would be my number one. And that always, like no fail, always works foolproof.
It's almost like we
But
were given breath for a reason.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like and breath is so fun because it's an unconscious thing. Our bodies will breathe for us, and yet we can control it and we can use it as a tool. So just a beautiful thing to remember that we always have access to.
Yeah,
And
having it work for us. Yeah.
exactly. And all the things that breath does for you. I mean, it's not even just like bringing you back to center or calming you, but it's like, triggering your parasympathetic nervous system so that you can like digest your food better. And you can just like, it literally helps everything in your body. It's like drinking water,
Yep.
drinking water and breathing. Number top two, top two things to do for
Two
human beings.
recommendations we have.
Two recommendations. Stay hydrated.
And this podcast is done. You're welcome. Goodbye.
You're welcome.
Please post, please share, please comment.
Groundbreaking things shared here today.
Groundbreaking news. But it is also,
Yeah.
it's so easily overlooked and taken advantage of,
Yeah.
is that, yeah, when it's really so nourishing and the ways we can make it work for us. And
Yes.
yeah.
Well, and the thing too with both of those things is that in the world that we live in, we are think like people are always trying to kind of rework the way like these simple things that we can already do. It's like coming up with specific breathing techniques to do certain things. And not that you can't learn all about that. And that's great. Like breath work is amazing. So if you want to dive more into that, then that's great. But don't discount the fact that you can just, breathe deeply and release and do it again and do it again until you feel better.
Mhm.
And the same thing with water, like all of the stuff that you can buy where it's like, ooh, well, maybe if I add this packet of electrolytes and like all of these things to my water, I'll be like the most effective or most efficient. And at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want. And you can also just drink the water the way that it is. You can add fruit to the water. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But you don't need to make it more complicated, is my point.
Yeah. And you don't have to make it rigid and rules around it for it to count.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So getting off my soapbox about those two things, my top practice is automatic writing.
Mhm.
And that's what I was doing today. And that is the thing that, like you were saying, is it's almost like when you know the things that will make you feel better, but you sort of want to subtly hide from them because you don't want to face, not that any of it's going to be bad, or maybe it'll just be stuff that comes through that you're learning or that you need to receive that maybe you're not ready to receive yet, or you're just putting off receiving, but you know that it's coming through.
Mhm.
And for me, so automatic writing, just a little behind the scenes about that is free writing. It's, for me, breathing a little bit, meditating beforehand, and then asking my, you know, God, angels, universe, higher self, spirit guides, whatever you want to call it, asking like, what do I need to learn today? What do I need to understand today? What needs to come through me today? Or whatever question that you have. If you have a question that you are struggling with, or you are trying to get an answer to something in your life, you can ask whatever question. And then you just start writing whatever comes through and trusting that whatever comes through is divine guidance. And so sometimes that's what I'm saying. You might not be ready to hear the guidance or to
Yeah.
write it out and read the guidance. But I mean, for me, it's always exactly what I needed to hear. And it's always the wisdom that you hold, within yourself already that comes through in a different way that
Mhm.
maybe you weren't expecting. And it's a really, really powerful practice.
Yeah, I've loved when you've shared things that have come through your automatic writing. And a lot of you share those often in your posts as well, not specifically leading up to, I found that this came through in automatic writing and my free writing, but I know because I'm more behind the scenes with you of like, oh,
Mhm,
that's something that came through for her. And then
mhm,
it becomes this post that goes viral or like for you,
mhm,
like something like it's shared or you get a ton of views on it. Um, and oftentimes it does bring us back to the simple stuff, like
mhm,
the foundational stuff. And yeah, I don't do as much free writing as I honestly would like to, but I do journal a lot as something that feels it's just my space to get
mhm,
everything outside of me, whether it's worries and visions and dreams. And yeah, I think writing in general, there's meridian lines from your heart through your hands
mhm,
that we are able to access pen to paper far better than when we're typing.
mhm. Exactly.
So, yeah, so for both of us, writing is such a form of grounding nourishment.
Mhm.
And I'm like you, when I don't show up for a while to that, I feel it. And I don't realize I feel it until I sit down. I'm like, oh, well,
Oh,
my
I feel
last
so much
entry,
better.
yeah, my last entry was like, however long ago. And sometimes I feel it
Mhm,
in 72 hours and sometimes it's a week. It just depends. But but coming back to that space that's just for you, and like for you, where you're
Mhm.
really accessing that divine self, and not that I'm not, it's just in a different way, but I love
Mhm.
hearing your practice around like I'm taking a few deep breaths, because a lot of people are going to want to know the how. And I think that's perfect
Mhm.
um, way that you access that. And for me, yeah, I more just journal. Like I said, I just sit down. I do create, like maybe it's iced coffee in the morning or tea at night, but I have low light, and I
Mhm.
make it my space to really connect,
Mhm.
and just let whatever words come be. And sometimes that's like literally swearing at people in my life in my
Yeah.
entries. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's journaling my gratitude and journaling my visions and for my life and my daughter's life.
Mhm.
But that's a special space that we both create for ourselves in different ways.
Well, and I think that's, going back to the permission, like that is what this is all about. Like creating the ritual it's for you. And the thing behind it, I mean, the whole point of it is for you to create a safe space for yourself, a nourishing space for yourself, and not to follow any kind of formula for like, well, if I do it the way that she said that she does it and she got these results, then like I'm going to get those results. It's about
Mhm.
thinking, asking yourself, what would feel really good to me? What would feel really nourishing, calming, peaceful, joyful, whatever that is for you. And and then creating that space for yourself, knowing that like it's all done with the point of this is a self-love practice. This is a practice of putting yourself and your needs at the forefront of your life, which I think, we as women have a hard time doing a lot of the time, especially if you have a partner or children or just a lot of people in your life who depend on you.
Yeah. And a lot of conditioning around
Mhm.
putting yourself even remotely first or on the front burner.
Mhm.
And yeah, you get to decondition that, and you get to rewrite your script, and nobody else is going to do it for you. So I get a little bit more unapologetic in that of like, okay, and let's change it. Let's flip it. Let's get uncomfortable. Let's put ourselves first.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. And I love, and also like, what are you being called to? Like
Mhm.
yes, what feels safe, what feels loving, what feels nourishing, what feels like self-care, and what are you being called to? Because a lot of times what we're being called to step into as far as a ritual or a practice may be the very thing you don't want to do.
Mhm.
Like I have some women that are like, I hate taking hot baths. It's too slow. I
Mhm.
don't want to slow down. And I'm like, okay, well, what's on the other side of the Epsom salt hot bath, which is like something that is a huge ritual of mine. I
Mhm.
mean, you could check my stories at any given moment. I probably have a picture of myself in the
She's in the
bathtub.
bath all day, every day, just
I mean,
bathing.
it is just how do I even live my life outside of the bathtub? So yeah, but a lot of my clients are really resistant to that because they're just so in that hustle and go mode that
Mhm.
slowdown doesn't feel like it's going to be nourishing. And so I always say, like, lean in and try it once. If it
Yeah.
really is that bad, then let's not force ourselves to be in something that just feels like shit, but there might be something in it for you, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, the curiosity around like what might it be like to try this out? What could I learn from this? Or what gifts might like reveal themselves to me? Especially like you're saying in this world we're just running around doing all of the things. So being able to sit in a hot bath for like 20 to 30 minutes or however long you want to do it without your phone next to you and seeing
Hmm.
if you can just sit there and be with yourself and be with your own thoughts and do whatever you want to do. You can sit there and be pissed off that you're there and you can swear the whole time. And that's also therapeutic.
Yeah, it's absolutely a self-care ritual.
Yes.
Yeah, to honor the anger and the
Yeah.
frustration, the irritability. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like you're saying, just trying the things, or if you're being called to something and just letting yourself try it,
Yeah.
see
Letting
what
yourself
comes
shine.
from
And
it.
that's also how we find the current map of ourselves, because our map
Hmm.
is going to change. But
Yes.
I mean, I think, for me, my map has changed slightly through the years, not huge, significant like changes, but it has changed slightly. And I don't know that change unless I'm willing to, get curious. I'm like, okay, I've been avoiding this. How do I feel on the other side of this?
Mhm.
is how I feel after. It's like a good workout. Most people don't, or many people in the gym are like, or in a hard class, like didn't really want to come, but I know how I'm going to feel when I walk out. It's the
Mhm.
same thing. And so that's how you
Right.
also discover your map. Your honest, authentic map to yourself is
Yes.
also in adventuring into the forests that you may not want to walk through as well, just to see.
Yeah, just to see.
Hmm.
And I love that you brought up working out or exercising or movement, because that is also a big one for me. And oftentimes, I mean, that really vacillates for me between going for long walks, and like I love just going and walking for, 30, 45 minutes, and either listening to something, or, either a podcast, listening to music, or just walking alone with nothing, so that I can notice everything around me and like really take in the flowers or the trees or the birds or the butterflies or all of the things. And,
Hmm.
or, on the flip side of that, it's like dancing in my underwear
Yes.
and doing that for like however long I want to do it to my favorite music, and just letting myself do that and moving the energy, and or doing Pilates or yoga, something that like really opens up the heart center and like pushes energy out of the body, or breaks up, stuck or stagnant energy in your body. But at the end of the day, always doing the things that feel really good, and or that just my body is like, yeah, this is what you need to do today. Like, this is
Yeah.
what I need from you today.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I love movement as well. And mine is more of the masculine, high intensity weightlifting. That's what I've always gravitated towards. And I also do a lot of, embodiment, flowy hip circles and, sacred
Hmm.
rage and all of that. But like Monday morning, the last thing I want to do is go to the gym and work out. I was like,
Hmm.
I just don't. And so I paused and I asked myself, is this a don't want to because it's really actually not going to serve me and my health right now? Right?
Hmm.
Health being mind, body, soul, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health. It's not just my physical, it's not just the way my body looks. Or is this, I don't want to because I just don't feel like it, but I'm going to feel better through it. And to be honest, usually I know the difference. And Monday I didn't. So what I committed to myself is, why don't we go? We'll start to move, we'll start to do
Hmm.
some of the workout. And if in the middle you feel tired, or I gave myself permission to stop. I said, because I honestly didn't
Hmm.
know, but I knew movement, let's get into the movement and see.
Hmm.
Um, and I did. And I ended up, there was like 3 round workout. I ended up doing 2 rounds, and I spent the last round doing really deep stretching and opening up my hips. So,
Hmm.
and it was exactly what I needed. Was I did need the movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for both of us, moving the energy is really, and taking care of our health that way is all really important.
As you were talking, I just was having a vision of like you lifting really heavy weights, and then me just like, doing a bar workout next to you. we
I
all
love
get to
it.
do, we all get to do what we want and what feels good for our
Yes.
bodies.
Yes, but movement's got to be one of them. And like, I don't like, Abby loves walking, and when Abby and I are together, I will go on walks with Abby. She walks very fast. She's got these gorgeous long legs and walks fast. And I think like you would just walk fast anyways. Like, I think
Yeah.
it's just your focus. I don't love walking. It's not something that it's not my favorite. So you
Hmm.
get to find what works for you. And for me, though, I do love the connecting with nature, but I sit outside in the stillness, and that's when I
Hmm.
watch the birds and the
Hmm.
squirrels, and my phone's inside, and I breathe and I talk to Mother Earth and I talk to the nature angels. And it feels like that's something that you do when you're walking, where I like to do that in stillness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we all get to do what we want.
Yeah. And these are
Like,
just our main rituals but I think that these are the rituals that will serve everybody when they find the way in which works for them.
yes. And you'll notice too that I think for a lot of, I don't know, podcasts like this or Instagram posts about things like morning rituals, it would be like gratitude journaling, writing affirmations, writing a mantra, um, future pacing, or like whatever, which all of these things are great things. And like I think you said at one point, like writing out your visions for the future for you and for Nova. Um, And I do that too. All of that is all good stuff.
Hmm.
But it's almost like for me, those things feel like what comes after these first few things that we've been talking about.
Yeah. Well, and those things can drop us more into the masculine doing, right? So
Yes.
I'm going to do my vision so that then I can create the thing and I'm doing the thing
Hmm.
where, when I'm doing that, I'm dropping really into the being, like, what would it feel to carry this frequency of that woman?
Exactly.
And maybe, yeah. So there's nothing wrong with having a more masculine side to it, but what if we let go of that doing and just do it because it feels nourishing with no
Hmm.
actual goal? And okay, let's hold the vision, but let's also let it go. Let's open up the hands and really detach.
Hmm.
And just because it's fun to play in that land, and it's also fun to really let reality as it is now be enough.
Yes. Yes. And I think, like you're saying with the masculine, like it can be so easy for that to come in because it's already so conditioned to be doing something all the time. So it can feel like almost like a dangerous habit to slip into, like, okay, well, first let me write out my affirmation and let me say that. And then let me write down the
Mhm.
5 things that I'm grateful for. And then let me
Yeah.
do, my vision for the next 6 months. And then after that, I'm going to do this. So then
Just
you
listening
just,
to you, I'm
I know,
just
I'm
like,
like,
fuck
ugh,
off.
I know,
No,
I'm
I
like,
feel
ew,
gross.
no,
My
so
whole
gross.
body's like, this is disgusting.
But a lot of people, but like if you're like, we're all different. And like that kind of structure is probably going to help a lot of the listeners too. And they
Sure.
might like to have that structure. They might like to say, okay, well, let me start off with the affirmation and like that will make me feel this way. So then it'll feel really good to write out my gratitude and whatever. And again, you get to do whatever you want to do. But the whole point of this is to say that, like, you get to take all of these things, like I said at the beginning, you get to take all of the things and then decide which ones feel really good and work for you. But
Yeah.
it's not the point of this to create like a 20 to 30-minute morning ritual. I'm putting that in quotes of things that you have to do in order to be successful or to like
Right.
get the money that you want or the guy that you want or have
Because
the life that you want.
what if all of that's going to happen anyway?
Right.
What if we make all of that inevitable? Inevitable, divine time, it's coming to you,
Mhm.
it's going to happen regardless. So, how do you get to show up today in a way that feels nourishing and good and also edgy, meeting the
Mhm.
resistances without feeling like you have to make all of that happen? Like, yes, we are
Yeah.
leaning into the version of us that is able to receive all of that. But what if we don't have to fucking do as much as we thought we did when it comes to
Right.
the practices?
What if your practice was like, I just get to sit here in my chair and close my eyes and breathe like 10 to 15 deep breaths and then tell myself like my morning affirmation and then I go about my day for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Or maybe you take a few deep breaths and you journal, or maybe you get up and you just start stretching and you move your body and you move the energy. And then you're like, feel great. I'm going to start the day now.
Yeah. And something I do daily, two things I want to drop in here before we start to close and wrap this up is um I don't really do traditional I shouldn't say traditional, but I don't do affirmations in the way that we were taught. I
Mhm.
moved my affirmations into speaking into my food. So every morning
Yeah.
I drink a warm glass of water. That is something I have done for almost 20 years now. First thing I do, I get up and I drink a warm glass of water to flush my digestion. And I speak to my water. I love you. You're beautiful. We're loving, harmonious, powerful,
Hmm.
connected to God, connected to Mother Earth. Like, speak all that into my water before I drink it. And then the other thing I do is I ground. I literally drop a grounding cord for my daughter and I every single morning. And those are like rituals that I adhere to pretty 95% of the time, unless, it's a busy morning and I forget or I'm just like, oh, I don't have time today. Grounding cord's already got to be there. But I also drop and I just picture a cord dropping down to Mother Earth and then connecting through my center channel all the way up to, creator, although I believe
Hmm.
creator is all around and all within.
Hmm.
And then I shield, just a loving, loving shield of my own energy with rainbow colors. And I teach my daughter that. And those are like the two things I would say I do pretty much daily. And then a hot bath with Epsom salts. And I sage often as well. And
Yes, me too.
yeah, those are like my real go-tos
Yeah.
that
I love that you
feel.
brought up I love that you brought up the water thing because that is something that I don't think anybody is really taught to do. And like for me, it feels like I think the only thing that comes close to that really is, the traditional like praying before a meal, like
Mhm.
praying, thanking for the food, all of that, giving gratitude. But it's even more than that. It's like connecting directly with the water, connecting directly with the food. And you can do that with your own body, connecting with your own body and saying, like,
Mm,
you are healthy and, each and every cell is working perfectly and doing all of the things that it knows how to do. And my body knows exactly how to heal itself if you're going through
mm,
any sort of disease.
mhm.
And just remembering that you have the power in those moments to change the narrative and infuse those prayers or those intentions into everything around you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, our bodies are wise and also, you know, predominantly water.
exactly.
We're
Yes.
basically just also stardust.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I'm trying to think of any other rituals. I think at the end of the day, I usually clear energy almost daily for Nova and I, send it back, give it to God, cleanse us
Mm-hmm.
and those are the things that help me just feel really safe in my body,
Mm-hmm.
safe in the world, nourished, released. I drop out of the headspace of worry
Mm-hmm.
through these practices.
Yes. Yeah. And one thing that I just thought of too, we both kind of brought up nature in two different ways, but just getting out into nature, walking with your feet in the grass,
Mhm.
or, having, if you are at an office, having a plant next to you in the office. I mean, those are things that have been like scientifically proven to improve your your well-being throughout the day and just like adding more oxygen to the air, with the plant
Yeah.
next to
Yeah.
you. But being able to go out and commune with nature, even if it's just, walking out in the morning to grab the paper and taking your slippers off and walking in the grass for a few minutes
Yes, and
and
take a
just,
deep
yeah,
breath real quick. Yeah.
exactly. And feeling that connection because I think at the end of the day, a lot of like living in the kind of world that we live in now that's so technologically advanced, it's very easy to get caught up in your phone or in your computer and work, and you kind of take all of the stuff around you that just occurs naturally for granted, and it's some of the
Yeah.
most like water, like breathing, like
Like
moving your body,
syncing with
some
nature. Yeah.
some of the most simple like things that you can do that will really impact your life in a
Yeah.
positive way. Mhm.
Absolutely. And the last thing when we're talking about breathing, and I don't know why I didn't mention this sooner, but and a very like blatant go-to is meditation.
Yes.
Abby has some incredible meditations that she and hypnosis that she
Mhm.
does. But meditation has been a huge part of my practice for a very long time now as well. And I don't do it every day. And I don't put pressure on myself to do it every day. But when
Mhm.
I do sit down, I do it often. I usually sit outside. I get my yoga mat and I sit outside on my back deck. But when I do it, even for 10 minutes, I rise a calmer, more expanded version of myself, higher
Mhm.
perspective. And that's another thing
Yeah.
scientifically proven. What am I saying? But yeah, but science has shown, I mean, significant differences in our brain waves and, all of
Mhm.
our mind, body, soul health with meditation. You can do like one thing too, is I feel like there's this idea that if you do guided meditations, you are not an advanced meditator and you should need to get to the point where you can meditate without and I'm like, what? Who made these rules?
Yeah.
What if you pop on a guided meditation and it feels really great? Like, let's take away the rules and
I
just
think that
breathe.
I think that we could also do a whole podcast on meditation because I have a lot to say about this.
Okay.
But I don't want to keep everybody on here. But um, but yes, I think in the beginning when I was thinking about breathing, I think about meditation. It's kind of almost interchangeable
Yeah,
because
that it was for me too. That's why I'm like, wait, we didn't even mention meditation, but I think
Mhm.
because for the two of us, it's so
it's
intertwined.
yeah, because also meditation gets to be like you're saying, it gets to be whatever you want it to be. If you are
Hmm.
somebody who likes listening to guided meditations, that's beautiful. If you're somebody who likes to sit and listen to music that has a particular frequency or binaural beats or something
Yep.
and just breathe to it, that's also meditation. If you take if you take like 2 minutes to just breathe deep and release and breathe in and release, also meditation, it gets to be whatever you want it to be.
Absolutely. I go to the beach and I just watch the waves, and that's a meditation
Exactly.
with my eyes open and all the
You're like,
things. Yeah.
and it's like, what do they call it in working out? Like a compact movement. It's like a compact thing when you're just combining the breathing with the nature, with the moving your body. I mean, just doing all three in one.
Yeah. Yes. Well, this was great.
This was great.
Um, I would love to hear what you took away from this episode. Maybe what are your favorite rituals that we didn't mention, or things that have really helped to ground you?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and share and follow Abby and I and tag us. Let us know where
Yes.
you're at.
I know. I'd love to hear of the other things that people do that we don't do.
Mhm.
Cause like, I don't know, I
Yeah,
could like the one thing that came to mind when you said that was doing what do they call it? Like the dance, but it's called something.
like shamanic shaking.
Yeah, something like that. But what is the word that I'm trying to think of? Not like tantric dance, but like something where it's like, I don't know.
But the moves that you're making right now are, I'm loving watching you try to figure this out. I wish the
I'm
viewers
like,
could
just
see.
like this.
I wish the viewers could, the listeners could see
The
the view.
listeners.
There we go.
Yes. Anyway, I'd love to hear about all of the other stuff that you do that we did not mention and how it makes you feel and what it brings up for you. And
Absolutely.
yeah, as always, let us know what you'd like to hear more about. And we love you.
Have a beautiful day.
Have a beautiful day.